Hi, it's just me, Rox. Welcome to my channel. Today I thought I'd bring you a video. It's like a re-edit of a video I did a couple of years ago featuring a wood grain paw. I was so chuffed with my results, but when I made the video, I didn't think I explained it very well. I just kind of put subtitles going along the bottom of it, explaining what I was doing as I was going along, and I think it would actually be better if I just talk through what I'm doing as I'm doing it. So that's what I'm doing today. And if you see me just looking down here, it's because I need to keep my eye on the video as it's playing so I can explain what I'm doing. Let's get on with it. So first of all, I'm just adding my oat milk to my melted oils like I would with any other soap. That's not what it's about. It's not about my soap blend or anything like that. And everything that I'm doing here on the screen, I'm kind of doing in real time. I haven't sped anything up or slowed anything down. So it is as it is. So as long as I'm blending here is as long as it took me to blend while I was doing it, if you understand what I'm saying. So just adding my lye now, and when I'm mixing this up, I don't want to get a really thick trace. I really, at this point, I just want it to be emulsified because I'm going to be working with it for longer than if it was just a simple pour. Oops. So I'm using 4 shades of brown, different shades of brown. I've got a dark brown, a kind of chestnut brown, and a couple more sort of golden browns. And I'm just going to add some soap butter to all of those colours, one of which I will then pour back into the main jug, which is going to act as kind of the base colour. If you wanted to, you could use a blender. The reason I didn't use a blender is because I didn't want it to get really thick on me. It's a pine fragrance that I'm using when I pour it in, which it doesn't accelerate. But just for me, I prefer to stir it in my hand so it's not getting too agitated and gets so excited it just thickens up. So yeah, here I'm just pouring that colour back into the main soap jug to make it a little bit lighter, and I want more of it too because that's my base colour. And there goes my fragrance. Yeah, it's a pine. It's a really nice pine. I'm not massively fond of pine. To me it smells like disinfectant, but it's amazing how many people really like that smell. Well, amazing to me. So I've just got my mould out, and then I'm going to roll up the tea towel so that I can place the soap mould at an angle so that the corner's kind of pointing down, it's on a slant. And the next step that I'm taking is I'm just going to pour kind of lines of different colour soap across the top. They're not very straight lines. They don't have to be. You've seen the results, and you'll see the results again later, the real results. But we just need to distinguish those 3 colours. It doesn't matter if they look a bit messy because I'm just messy. I am really messy. Really messy. So I've kind of got 3 lines in there, and you just want it to rest on the top rather than sink too far in, which is why you need your batter to be not really thin, but not super thick either, because you do need it to remain fluid so that you can pour it. And so I'm just sweeping it across, and then I keep doing these little wiggly things because they're what creates the knot effect in the soap. So keep your eye, see how I do the little wiggles. I'll be doing it again. In fact, I think I might do it a little bit too much. Now, obviously, I haven't noticed that it's not properly on camera here, but again, I'm just repeating that last step and pouring lines of colour across the top of the soap batter. And exactly the same again, just making the sweeping pours backwards and forwards with the odd little wiggle like there and there to create the knots. And once again, this is how fast I actually poured it. I haven't sped it up, I haven't slowed it down. This is real time. Excuse me. And as I'm going, I'm gradually lowering the mould down till it will eventually end up flat again, horizontal again. There now, I've got the jug back into shot. I can see now that it is getting a little bit thicker, but that's okay. There's still time to work with it. And I've done most of it now anyway. So yeah, once again, doing those sweeping motions backwards and forwards with a little wiggle and a little wiggle to create those knots. So I've put it just completely horizontal now, and I've just got a little bit of batter left. So I'm just going to pour those last bits of batter in kind of 3 sections. And in it goes. I'm still doing the wiggles here, but I actually think there's probably not a great deal of point doing it because this is going to be at the top really, so, but you know. Getting as much in there as possible. Yeah, girl, it's pointless doing those wiggles now. Scrape out the jug. Don't want to waste any of that soap. I mean, I actually do like the smell of pine, but not my choice for a soap, really, not me. I feel like I was decontaminating myself, but loads of people like it. And then a quick bang down, get rid of the air bubbles. Quick tidy up. To be honest, I haven't made a great deal of mess this time. Shocked I am. Shocked. And there's the panning with a little bit of twinkling going on there. So here's the finished, the saponified soap, and apologies for the sunshine. There was bright sunshine in it, so you can't see half of what I'm doing here. But just what I'm doing there is I'm just measuring the soap, because first of all, I want to cut it into 3 blocks of a fairly equal size, just vertically like you would normally cut soap. And I just got the tape measure out to help me do that. So there we are. You can see that I've made a line in there, and I'm just going to chop through that the way that you would usually cut the soap. And as is typical of me, it felt so it came out of the mould easily enough, but it's just a bit too, it's still soft inside, so it doesn't look the best. But bear with me, because you wait until after it's been planed. Yep, so just vertically, the first, you're going in first, you're just cutting it vertically as you would any soap. Now for the complicated bit. So I've got my blocks and I've kind of turned them on the side. Now I want to cut horizontally. So as I'm putting down now, showing you the part that's facing most towards you, where my left hand is, that was what was the top of the soap. That was at the top. So kind of cutting through it horizontally now. Do you get me? I think I might have to redo this a wood grain pour, just to explain that a little bit better, but I hope you're following me. But yeah, it doesn't look great right now because it's just a little bit too soft, but you can see the wood grain effect through it. But just you wait, just hang on, keep watching the video until I get to the point where I plane it down and finish it off. So I've just finished cutting this, and then, as I do with a lot of soap, I just let it dry off for a little while before going back to plane it. Usually just a few hours, and it's solid enough then to plane. That light really is bright. Must have been a beautiful day. What do you think? So here I am planing it, and you'll just see any moment now what a difference it makes when it's just been left to harden up a little bit and been planed. Look at that. What do you think? What do you think to that? I was so chuffed when I saw how well it had turned out on my first go. Chuffed, if you don't know what that means, it means pleased. There, look. And so I think making a wood grain soap is actually, I think there's a few ways to do it. I've seen a few different techniques, but to me, I think this technique is really, really easy. If you're just kind of a beginner soap maker, I don't think it's a stretch to give this a go, really, if you fancy it. So there you go. Thank you very, very much for watching. I appreciate all the people who subscribed to me. There you go. yeah, I do appreciate all the people who subscribe to me. I appreciate comments too. I can't always get around to answering them. I'm particularly busy at the moment. But I do look at the comments. Fabulous.